Hey guys, it is a rainy day here in Florida. I was gonna go out for a hike and enjoy nature, and then I thought, nope, can't do that. I mean, I could, but ugh, no thank you. So I figured I haven't filmed a video in a long time, and I've got so many thoughts in my mind that I want to share, and feelings on things that are happening, and see what my audience thinks. So throw on my little 70s garb because please, Lord, put me in a DeLorean and take me back in time before before the 20th century, pretty much. Please. If anyone is a time traveler out there, contact me because I am a willing participant to Bill and Ted this thing. Back to Future this thing. So as you all know, I consider myself an old soul. I got a Woodstock poster back here. If you watch my channel, it's in almost every video, unless I'm sitting down here in front of my bookshelf. And there's the Beatles. Like, I just love older music, older entertainment, older fashion, older colloquialism, I don't know, idioms, turn of phrases, ways of speaking, ways of being, etc., etc., etc. To quote the musical The King and I. So it really finds me in a peculiar predicament to be living in 2025. So timestamp it if you're watching this in the future, far future, where AI has already taken over in a big way. Are there any humans left? Hello? This is what we used to be like. It's just so wild that I should find myself in this particular time period and we're dealing with these particular set of issues, because if you had asked me, my little soul, do you want to experience the advent of AI and the explosion of it, I think I would just say, no, thank you, I'm good. But here I am. So for some reason, God is like, nope, but I'm putting you here even though you feel... What's it called? An anachronism? Anachronism? I'm just thinking there's a Dresden's Dolls song, Girl Anachronism, and it's about a girl from a different time period or something. But anyway, if you feel this way, let me know, please, so we can find our tribe. I think this is a lot of people that have found my channel and have subscribed, which if you haven't, please do. That would be awesome if you're enjoying it, of course, here. Feel the same way as me. You're probably a bit of a Luddite in a way, or if you do love technology, you also respect all these tangible things that we have that maybe are old school, not as technological. So lately, my hobby of choice, I'm a teacher and I have a summer off, and I've been using it to relax and hang with my boyfriend and travel a little bit. We'll go on trips and stuff, but when he's not around, and I'm by myself, I find myself... My new hobby is doom scrolling about AI. Fun. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I'm so fascinated with where this is heading. I think because the wave is forming and I can just see we are about to hit the peak of it. And so you start to think, okay, this is kind of like when the PCs started getting big back in the 90s when they were getting into homes and stuff, and you're thinking, gosh, if I could turn back time and buy stock in Apple or something if I was old enough, right? Because of course I was a kid then. But that's what I'm thinking, kind of the parallel to this is there's so many opportunities here, right? This is a gold mine of AI stuff. Like, what is the thing to cling on to? What do we need to know? Where do we need to be focusing? And I am by no stretch of the imagination an AI expert, so I don't want to be the mouthpiece for this. I kind of would like to facilitate a discussion on my channel. What do you guys think? Because you may have more education on this than me. You may even be in a field that's directly involved with developing AI or working with different types of AI. I don't know, now we're all working with AI, right? Even as a teacher, we use AI now. So it's everywhere, which I see the benefit in it. But I also don't like what it's kind of doing to us either, because it's really stripping away a lot of critical thinking skills. And taking AI away, here's an example of, I feel like these awesome conveniences taking away these skills that we've had, right? Or have. This is an AI, but I had a car for 15 years. I had a Corolla, amazing, great car, but it was time to go. And so I got a new car. And in my Corolla, every time I backed up, I didn't have a backup camera. So, I had to turn my head, do the thing you're supposed to do, right? When you're backing up as a human, looking and figuring out, can I go, and making those judgments. But the car I have now has a backup camera and all kinds of safety features that will beep at me and just cause a fuss if there's a car or a person in the vicinity. So now I just go in reverse and I'm looking ahead, but I'm actually looking behind because my backup camera's on, and it's doing it for me, and I just kind of gotta trust. And a part of me is thinking, am I gonna lose the ability to back my car up without a backup camera in the future? I mean, of course, we'll probably have self-driving cars by the time I lose that skill, but just a thought of what things am I allowing technology to sort of strip from me, which is super convenient on one hand and glorious and wonderful and helps keep us safe, and I'm appreciative of that. But on the other hand, I'm thinking, well, I kind of like being able to do things the old-fashioned way, so that if things hit the fan, we're not so, I'm not so just stuck in the water, right? Because you think about the people that can make things by hand and can go and forage for food and live off the land. They'll be okay if everything goes haywire. But someone like me that's so dependent on my technology and the creature comforts, I'm thinking, my gosh, in a zombie apocalypse, I'm probably one of the first people to go. Maybe that's okay. Maybe I don't want to live through a zombie apocalypse. But that is beside the point. So AI taking over, obviously, we can't stop it. We can't. So it's a radical acceptance of this is the reality here, especially in the West. This is just going to be how it is. And of course, there's pros and cons, right? I'm not poo-pooing AI. I think it's going to do some amazing things. In fact, a video I watched yesterday from Tom Bilyeu, Impact Theory. Love him and his wife, Lisa. He was saying, maybe I'll put a little card up too if I can remember, that his theory is that AI is going to create a utopia, actually, which makes sense, right? Because there's AI agents right now that will do anything you don't want to do. And he said it'll be like WALL-E, the Disney movie WALL-E, basically, where we'll just have these conveniences, we can just lay around and have the agent do things for us. Tell it, do my laundry, go run my errands, get me some food. I mean, we already have Uber Eats, right? So we're close. And not have to work, taking our jobs, right? And I think that's why I'm focused on it too, is because I'm looking at jobs and applying for jobs and trying to get out of education, which I think AI will certainly, they could easily teach the kids. I mean, a lot of kids are learning virtually anyway, so I'm thinking, okay, I might as well start to pivot now. And plus, I'm not happy where I am. Anyway, that's a big motivator. And then I keep hearing and watching YouTube videos, AI is taking our jobs, it'll take all of our jobs, and this percentage of jobs it's going to take. And I'm thinking, well, in a way, isn't that what a lot of us want anyway? A lot of us are working these menial jobs that aren't paying enough, long hours, grueling, we hate it, take it, please. But, of course, we have to survive and we have to live. So I don't have the solution for that, and I don't want to debate that because I think that kind of goes down a political rabbit hole. What do we do in that case when all the jobs are gone and people need to live and make money and survive? Don't have the answer. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on stuff like this. But so the utopia, going back to Tom Bilyeu's point of a utopia where, yes, we won't have to work, right? So isn't that a utopia, imagining us being able to have our time to spend as we please, family, friends, loved ones, hobbies, rest, rejuvenation, travel, It sounds so nice, but he had a point of, but humans don't exist in a utopia. We don't like utopia, or maybe not like, I forget his wording, but basically it just never lasts. It just can't last for some reason for humans. So I think about the Garden of Eden, right? I mean, if you're a believer, God gave us paradise and a boom, just couldn't hang, just couldn't handle it. So now we're in sin and we're in this broken world. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that makes sense to me, that we're trying so hard because as humans have been solving problems, right, throughout our evolution, trying to make things more convenient. We're trying to hit this apex of convenience and ease. But like he says in his video, we're not meant to stay in ease as humans. We're meant to kind of toil a little bit and work and move our bodies and solve problems. So he said that's where it could go awry, of course, just because we couldn't exist in that utopia. And of course there's other things, right? I mean, there's so many things. This is so convoluted. But of course there's people with malintent getting a hold of the technology and using it in a way that doesn't serve humanity. But my goodness, I would love if we could use it in a way that would build community and connection and help people. Gosh, if we could help the AI with emotional intelligence and coming with compassion and heart and whatever semblance of empathy, I think would be really beautiful. I don't know that that's the focus at the moment. Because I think the people that are building these machines are probably less, if I'm going down like a personality typology route, I'm going to say they're probably intuitive thinking types. Oh, my storage is low, dang it. And less like intuitive feeling types, you know what I mean? Less idealist, more practical, logical computer types. My storage is low. I probably should stop rambling anyway, because I want to hear your thoughts on AI. How do you feel? What do you think the future holds? What can we do to integrate this seamlessly for everyone and make it a beautiful addition? Because it's like any other big technological advancement. I keep saying storage low. Sorry, I'm distracted. I'm trying to hurry before it cuts me off. You know, it's scary at first, but maybe there's a lot of benefits to it that we're not seeing at the moment. I hope we lean into that part. So thank you all for listening. Please give me your 2 cents. I would love to hear that. I appreciate you listening or watching. Please be well. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.